How's it going, guys? I wanted to do a video on Happy Gilmore, and I brought something that's very special to me. It's my VHS copy of the original Happy Gilmore from, what's the year on this thing? This says 1996. And so next week, I think it is, July 25th, is the release of Happy Gilmore 2. And we were in Los Angeles last week, and we were flying down the freeway. And then as we were passing a building, we saw a huge Happy Gilmore 2 sign, and then the building next to it had another huge Happy Gilmore 2 sign. And we were on a mission and couldn't stop, so the next day we were able to find the building, which happened to be the Netflix building, and go back there and get some video footage of those signs and then a few other Happy Gilmore 2 signs that were in the area also. And so I wanted to show those to you. Didn't know how to kind of put this video together, but this is my best attempt at it. And so I just wanted to talk about a few of my favorite parts of Happy Gilmore. And I just finished rewatching the movie, getting ready for number 2 to come out next week. And so I took some notes here. And the first one was his unbeaten record for taking a skate off and attempting to stab someone. That was one of the best things that I saw. The next one was when he was in his apartment. He had just gotten home, and as he was getting home, his girlfriend was leaving, and she's downstairs, and he's trying to talk to her through the call box, and he starts singing a song, and they pan down to downstairs, and she's already gone, but a group of people are starting to surround the speaker where he's singing. And then it goes to the next morning, and one of this little old Asian lady that was downstairs listening to him sing was in his apartment in her nightgown the next morning. That part cracked me up. The next one was when Happy had to take his grandma to the nursing home, and then you get to meet Hal L. and Ben Stiller, and he's super sweet, apparently. And then, any time the grandma starts to complain about anything, he kind of threatens her behind her back. And then when the next one is when the furniture movers show up to clear out the house so that they can put it on the auction, and Happy makes a deal with them that he can outdrive them, and so he soars that thing down the neighborhood and then breaks a window at the end of the neighborhood. And they're like, I bet you can't do that again. Double or nothing. So he does another one, and right as the ball is getting ready to hit the house, the guy opens the door and gets pegged with the golf ball. And then one more ball later, the ball's flying at the house again. The wife opens up the window upstairs, and the ball hits her, and she goes rolling down the roof and hits the ground below. I think that was probably one of my top favorite parts of the film. Then we get to meet Chubbs, who helps Happy learn how to play golf, basically. And it's kind of interesting because Chubbs is this lighthearted fun character. And then, you know, the movies that he was in previously was Rocky and Predator. So these huge, what do you want to call them, action-packed films, and then he goes into this super funny comedy film by Adam Sandler. And then the next scene, where he's golfing and he's got to just tap it in. He's just got to tap it in. It'll give it a little tappy. And I can't think of, you know, since that film came out, how many times something has happened where, you know, you just got to move something just a little bit, and that scene has played out in my mind, or I use that verse. And then you bring Shooter McGavin in. He's like the perfect a-hole in the film, but he reminds me a lot of Biff Tannen from Back to the Future. And then, you know, when you see any videos of Pat in real life, I can't think of his real name, or sorry, if you see any videos of Biff in real life, he's just this super nice, likable character. And he too also had to play like a super a-hole in the film. And then, of course, there's the homeless guy that Happy hires to be his golf caddy. And then we got Mr. Larson, who's just this huge hulk of a man, who also comes from these super action-packed James Bond movies. And just, you know, he's not in the film a whole lot, but like when you think back at Happy Gilmore, he's one of like the main characters that for some reason I think of, at least. And then there's the when Shooter gets his check from winning one of the games, Happy wants to know where his check is. He's like, the guy that's handing the checks out says, I don't have any more checks. We mail them out. He's like, I'll just take one of those big ones. And then later on, after Happy's won a few matches, it shows him in his car, and he's got like 6 or 7 of these huge checks sitting in his car, just taking up all the space. All right, and I'm back. I'm sitting here in the Las Vegas sun, and it is, the truck says it's 107 degrees out, so my camera overheated, shut down. So I'm trying to get back on track. All right, so the next one is the Bob Barker fight scene. And the interaction between Bob Barker and Happy Gilmore is fantastic, and you have to go through and watch it. But ultimately, Happy gets his butt kicked by Bob Barker for I guess his attitude and his performance on the golf course. But it's hilarious. And so as we were passing by the signs and we knew we were going back, we said, you know, we ought to go visit Bob Barker. So we did the same day we went back and filmed the footage that you're seeing or saw. We went to go visit Bob Barker's grave. So I'll play the footage of that also. And then just one thing that's I found interesting. We've been there before, but it was before Bob Barker passed away, and his tombstone has actually been there since, I believe, 1981 when his wife passed. And so it's just sitting there he's had his spot picked out. He's always known where he's going to go, and I just thought that was really, I guess, interesting to know that he planned that far ahead. So I'm actually sitting in the Subway parking lot. I'm here to pick up some lunch for my family and I, and Subway, of course, plays a big role. It was his first sponsor in the movie, but this time around in Happy Gilmore 2, Subway has the new Happy Gilmore cups. So trying to collect all 4. I have 3 of the 4. I'm missing Carlos, and so I'm gonna go grab my lunch, and hopefully this video was somewhat entertaining. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Alright, so I tried to get some awesome footage of me walking out of the Subway to kind of close the video, and my camera overheated again. So just an update. I got the Shooter McGavin cup, which is pretty awesome if you've seen the commercial. He's in the newest commercial for Subway. And they didn't have the Carlos cup. I have one other Shooter cup at home, so I'll just have to keep going to Subway until I get the cup. Alright, see you guys later.